Now we get a chance to chat with Charles Gorecki. Charles is the Director of Subsurface R&D at the Energy and Environmental Research Center at UND. And we know from a news release out recently that he has also been named the next CEO of the Energy and Environmental Research Center. So, Charles, congratulations to you on that.
Thank you, Scott. I really appreciate it.
It is that's great news. When did you first hear about the Energy and Environmental Research Center?
I first heard about the Energy and Environmental Research Center when I was going to school at UND, and it was always a place that interested me. The work that was being done at the EERC was always really exciting to me. And then in the middle of my time at UND, I actually was deployed to Iraq. I was in the Army National Guard, North Dakota. And when I got back, I really knew even more then that I wanted to do as much as I could to make a difference and be a part of making a difference in our energy independence and our energy future. I finished my degree in engineering and got the opportunity to work at the EERC as a research engineer. And I just couldn't be happier of being part of this team.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And, you mentioned your service as a veteran of Operation Iraqi Freedom, serving with the North Dakota and Minnesota Army National Guard. I'm not sure enough of us connect the dots between energy security and national security. But, I mean, there have been, Iraq would be a prime example. I don't know, Iraq today versus Iraq when Saddam Hussein started pulling what he did. You might think differently given the fact that we have as much domestic energy as we do now. So the research really connects to be able to be a little more choosy in where we're sending our precious capital of the men and women of the United States Armed Resources, isn't it?
Absolutely. Absolutely, and I listened to Wes, one of my coworkers here in the last call, and it's projects and people like Wes that really make it exciting to work here. To be able to work on projects with Wes, like the one you talked about, Carbon Safe, working with our partners at Minn Kota to try to figure out how to use our energy, our resources here in North Dakota in the United States, and put them to best use. Wes mentioned trying to link up coal and oil and gas to both have a lower carbon footprint. That's a win-win, and that's the type of thing that really excites me, and I'm really thrilled to be a part of this team.
Tom Erickson, who's the current CEO and is stepping down August 1st, is not going too far, so that's kind of nice. You can knock on that door every now and then, right? He's going to head up the State Energy Research Center, which was a product of the last legislative session, but that's another great partnership with the EERC, right?
Absolutely, yeah. The State Energy Research Center, the EERC is actually named the State Energy Research Center. Tom will be the director of the State Energy Research Center at the Energy and Environmental Research Center, so his office will be just down the hall, and I'll be able to get mentorship and guidance from him and take advantage of the vast wealth of knowledge that he has and learn from him as well. So that's really great. The State Energy Research Center itself, it's a great investment that the state made in the EERC to put forward those transformative, exploratory research ideas that are going to be the next things in 5 to 10 years that really make North Dakota a leader in energy throughout the world.
You mentioned that you had been there for 12 years, the last 4 in that role. I mentioned earlier, Subsurface Research and Development Director. As you look at now transitioning into this new job as CEO for EERC and everything that's on the drawing board, and you guys always have so many different things that are happening because, look, people come in and want to partner and bring the research projects there, then you're gonna go there. So there's always things on the drawing board. What are you most excited about? If you had to pick a top 3 that you think have the most promise in your tenure as a CEO at the Energy and Environmental Research Center, what would they be?
Oh, well, I mean, it's always changing. One of the projects is Project Tundra. That's already been mentioned today by Wes. That is so exciting to be able to link 2 of North Dakota's most important resources together in the form of coal being mined for power at Milton R. Young, capturing that carbon dioxide, storing it, or better yet, using it for enhanced oil recovery in western North Dakota to produce oil that we wouldn't otherwise produce. That's right up there. We've been investigating things related to grid. So with this varied energy portfolio that we have, trying to be able to bring in different sources of energy, I think that's something that we're really excited about working on. it's really hard for me to pick favorites out of the great portfolio that we have. I don't even know where to start after that.
What is amazing to me, though, is everything on the table right now. Some are going to shake out. Some are going to, you talk about Project Tundra. I mean, we were just talking to Wes about that, too. It's really hard not to get excited about the idea of, okay, we can store CO2 and maybe we use it for enhanced oil recovery and all the possibilities of how, the coal industry and the oil industry come together in that regard, and you're solving a challenge, one after another. But, there's some big things. What they're going to be, who knows? But, you can't do this amount of research and have this amount of expertise under one roof and not have it produce some really big things, right? That's the exciting part.
Yeah, it's really been exciting. The time I've been here, we've really been focused a lot on the applied side. When I started here, we did have some more of the exploratory research topics that kind of wound down based on funding sources in the past, and we focused really on these applied things. And what we're seeing with Project Tundra, we've talked about Red Trail Energy in the past. It's another great project looking at capturing the carbon dioxide from the ethanol process in Richardton and then storing it in the subsurface, and then it creates higher value corn and higher value ethanol for North Dakota as well. Another great project. And it seems like all these things that we've been working on, especially with respect to carbon, are really starting to come to fruition to the point where now we're moving on beyond the pilots and we're starting to get to the actual demonstrations and commercialization of these technologies. And that's really rewarding when we can actually see the things that we've worked on for so long become commercial realities.
That's for sure. How many people work at the Energy and Environmental Research Center?
There's about 200 staff at the EERC. We are currently hiring a lot of individuals at the moment. Several job ads just went out. Additional job ads went out today. I'm not sure how many positions we have open at the moment, but we have a lot of activity, a lot of new projects that have recently come in, and so we are in a hiring mode. So I don't have the exact number in front of me at the moment.
But that's a substantial amount of folks who's going to work every day on all of that. It's really it's a great story when you look way back to this being a federal facility at one point, and then could have had the potential to go away. You had President Tom Clifford at the time who got innovative and found a way to partner things up, and it just continues to evolve. And now, obviously, an enhanced role with the state as well. So there's just a lot of great things that have had that. And you talk to anybody in the oil industry, and they'll tell you, the amount of things that have been done to pioneer what they are doing in the Bakken is invaluable. You can't even put a price tag on it. So, and it's just one industry. Same thing in the coal industry and many others as well. So, fascinating bit of enterprise that's happening right there, and we're glad it's happening here. Charlie Gorecki, thank you so much for the time today, and congrats again on the new post.
Thank you very much.